Hello there, welcome back to the Technical Innovation Hub. So it's going to be another session from Oracle portal. Let me share the screen. It's going to be the second session on about understanding the Oracle database instance. I think this is what we have been doing. We understood the memory structures and the background processes about the Oracle instance. Yeah, this is what I think we were discussing this place. Yes, this is one. Background processes, checkpoint, DB writer, log writer. Right, and memory structures. So let's continue from there, right? And this is just startup no mount. Okay, right, just we'll try it out. Yeah, I think let's check the status of the database. Select status from middle instance. Yeah, database is not error. That means database is shut down. So let's right away run the command startup. It says no mount, right? So startup no mount. So this will put the database into no mount. That means it doesn't open the control file. Only the instance is started. So now you know what is the instance. So here what it's going to do, it will only bring up that memory structures and the background process. That is because of no mount, right? I don't know to mount. So if I just again select status from Vidula instance, as you can see, it says startup. That means only instance is up and running. So if I want to continue to open, the next step is alter database mount, right? Alter database mount. Now what this will do, it will open the control file. So let's check the status again. You can see now it is mounted. So that means it's open the control file so that it can proceed to open the database, because control file contains the status of the current database, whether it's in a synchronized form, everything is up to the last commit point, right? Checkpoints are done. And control file contains all the locations of the data files, log files, names, sizes, and all information. So it is a must for Oracle database to mount it and have the control file properly open, so that it can proceed to open the database. So if you just take a look at the graphical representation again, I think this is more clear here. You can see the first thing is this, the instance came up with the startup no mount command. This is what came up, the Oracle instance, right? This top component, that is the logical structure, right? Instance, logical structure. Then what we did, we just ran a mount command which caused the control file, this component, to get open. Control file is one of the database files, because normally when we say what are the Oracle database files, we are talking about three types: data file, control file, and read log file. So now what we did, we opened the control file, which is one of the database files, by typing the command mount, or database mount. So next step is continue to open. That means all database open. So then what's going to happen? Data files and read log files will get open as per the information provided by the control file. So if we can proceed, alter database open, right? Now it will get to open, right? And again, further, if you want, we can put a tail minus F for alert file on the right hand side. So it will, it will update the information while it's happening here, right? Because the alert file is the monitoring stuff, is a way of monitoring Oracle database, right? One methodology to monitor what's happening within the database, right? That's the alert file. So whenever you show commands here, that will get updated. I mean, my alert file is here. I have visited this place. This is the default location for alert file. From 11G onwards, they introduced something called diagnostic destination, right? Before 11G, it was about the background and destination and all, but from 11G onwards, what Oracle did, they separate these troubleshooting information, monitoring information into a separate directory hierarchy. That is known as the diagnostic information. Diagnostic directory. That's why you can see there's a separate directory called DAG. On that only the subdirectories are coming, and within the trace file, within the trace directory only, we have the alert file, trace directory, right? So if we just say cat ls al alert file, so this is the file we are having in this directory, right? So that is what I am just putting a tail -f so that it will continuously update what's happening. As the information happens, it will keep on updating. So let the file to be there. So while you're working on the left-hand side in our SQL tools, it will update automatically, right? All right, so now we open, right? And so, for example, let's say if I want to restart, now database is open now. So if I just type again startup, it will say, okay, it's already up, right? So I can't start it again, right? But if I want to restart, I can try out the command like this, startup pause. Startup pause. So now just watch on the right hand side, closely just keep an eye on this one and see what happens here, right? It will do a shutdown called abort shutdown while I am typing this pause command. Just watch. You can see shutdown abort operation is happening there, right? Because I want to restart. Restart means first it should bring down the database because now it's already up and running. So it's shut down using a method called abort shutting down, which is a quite different mode. So up to now we have been shutting down using shutdown immediate. We can directly use abort command as well. But starting a pause will cause abort shutdown and there is no message. Remember, right? It will just say instant started. That's it. The shutdown, it doesn't show us, right? So you have to be careful when you type in, when you're restarting a running database. The option is there, right? But what is the shutting down method is abort. And in abort method, we will learn more detail later. There is no checkpoint happening, which is a critical thing, right? We will learn it later, right? Later means in a while, in this session itself, we can explain that, right? Now I can further do this also. I can just say startup pause mount. That is also possible. Without opening, I can restart into mount mode, right? All right, so it will put it to mount mode like this, right? Like that, it will mount it, right? Okay, so let's continue to open Alt database open. And we have this read-only mode as well, right? Okay, now you watch what happens, right? It's an interesting thing. So I just want to open a read-only instead of just telling open. I want to open a read only, but it blocks me telling requires recovery, right? So what's the alert message? Alert is telling database requires recovery, right? And there are messages in this trace file. So let's learn this alert and trace more detail later, but for the time being, just watch what's happening. Keep an eye here. So what does it mean? Now that is the reason is I just paused it, right? So in pause, as I explained earlier, what it does a abort shutdown. When a abort shutdown is taking place, we will learn it very quickly. Anyway, I can just show you now itself, right? You go down the shutdown methods, right? Shutdown methods are there. This is what I'm putting abort shutdown. Shutdown mode A is for abort. So in abort mode, you can see nothing is happening. It just disconnects, allow no new connections. Even the running transitions are rolled back. And the ultimate option, the checkpoint also not happening. It say no. Whereas in all other options, immediate, transitional, and normal, checkpoint process is allowed. But in this abort, checkpoint also not happening. So that is what I mentioned. Abort shutdown is a little bit of risky and critical. So as a result, now you can see there's no checkpoint happening here. I won't be able to put it on read only. It is asking, is telling database require recovery. Why it requires recovery? Because of the checkpoint didn't took place, right? So without a checkpoint, what's going to happen? Control file doesn't know what is the last synchronized position of the database, right? So because it need to know what is the last synchronized position of the database. So then because control file will get updated as the checkpoint happens. Now in this case, since the checkpoint has not taken place, so it is not synchronized. So therefore, it's not a safe shutdown method. Abort. Right after abort shutdown, if you try to start, what Oracle does, it is doing an automatic instance recovery. This is not a database failure. This is an instance recovery, right? I can tell you more detail, but we will go there with the architecture in more detail because we need more explanations here. What is instant recovery and how the system monitor, process monitor does those things. We're going to understand rollback data, roll forward data as well for that. But for the time being, remember, whenever abort happens, a checkpoint doesn't take place. So database is out of synchronized. You need the instance recovery, but it's automatic instance recovery, right? So therefore, before putting read only, I need to do a normal open process, alter database, right? Open. So this will start an instance recovery. Even in the alert file, you can see it is initiating. If you go up, it will initiate the instance recovery, beginning crash recovery. You can see the option is there, crash recovery. That is part of the instance recovery. Instance recovery contain rollback, crash recovery and roll forward process, right? So crash recovery and transition recovery, actually, there are two processes, right? So that is what it happens. It is doing, and once it's done, it will open. So now if I want, I can just do a normal shutdown, right? Shut immediate, right? Then I can mount the database. I can say all database open read only, right? Let's really shut it down. So we can try out this. Let's okay, let's try this. I am telling startup open read only. Will it work? Let's check. It's supported, right? This option is supported. You can right away open it, read only, and I think you can say, we can say describe $V database, right? Let me make it full size. So in there's a column called database mode, open mode, right? So if I check open mode, right, you can see select open mode from $V database. You can see this read only, right? So if I try this alter database open read write, will it work? Let's check. You can see the database already opened by the instance. So that's why again I can't perform this operation, right? So if I try this alter database, let's see this command, right? Alter database read write. This one, you can see that option is not supported, right? So that's why if it is open in read write, read only, right? So what you can do, you need to shut it down and open it in a normal mode, right? Because I open it on read only mode, likewise, right? There's a feature given in 19Z. Let's test it later, right? To open read only and read write. So let's check it later. All right, so that is that. Let's go to the document and let's see where are we now. Yeah, so startup, pause, mount that we did, all the commands are done. And here you can see in this picture, I didn't show you this picture earlier, but this is the same explanation as here. This is a much simplified picture. And here you can see this top part is actually the total thing is this is only the instance is there, right? The top part is memory structures, the latter part is background process, right? So you can see the checkpoint, log writer and background process are there, right? And there are additional background processes other than the mandatory processes, right? So likewise, so that is that. I think we are good there, right? And yeah, the next thing is Oracle database shutdown process, right? Okay, that we will learn in more detail. Okay, we'll go for the next session. We'll do another session for that. Okay, I think we'll stop here and I'll meet you back in the next session soon. Bye bye. Have a great time.